What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Sagittarius Sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of November 22nd and December 21st, then you are a Sagittarius Sun sign, and this video is for you. In today's reading, we're going to be doing a look at the month ahead for the month of October. This spread is designed to take a look at the past, present, and future energies surrounding you at this time, as well as what to hold on to and let go of in the next month, as well as what obstacles and lessons you have to learn in the month of October. So basically the spread is designed to give you all the info that you need to make, did I say October? I meant November, the best month possible. Let's introduce you to my crystal friends. We've got my Sodalite Sphere, which you guys know all too well. He's with me for every reading. Then I brought a Rainbow Moonstone Egg. I just got this thing, I love it. It's got a great soothing, calming energy. And then I also brought a rough Tanzanite piece. It's small, but it packs a wonderful punch. Today we're going to be using the Super 8-Bit Tarot. This is a tarot deck that's based in video games. It's pixelated and it's quirky and it's fun and it's colorful. I love it. If you want to learn more about the deck, then I have a deck review on my channel, which you can click. I'll put a link in the card so you could go over there. Alright, so let's get this going. If you would, please give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards a question. What are the energies surrounding Sagittarius Sun signs this November? Alright, that ought to do it. We'll cut the deck and deal them out. Alright, and while we're at it, we're going to consult the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. We're going to ask this deck what spiritual message it has for Sagittarian Sun signs in the month of November. What spiritual message for Sagittarians in the month of November? And we will take a look at that card at the end. Okay, let's get into this. First thing I'm going to notice is I do see some court cards here. I see only one major arcana. A good mixture. No pentacles, though. We'll see what that means as we go through it. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a look at these cards as a whole. No, individually, and then see what they say as a whole. So let's see what they got to say. The first card we're going to look at is this one. And it represents the energies of last month. So the energies of October. And we've got the Ten of Wands. I'm getting the feeling from this card that it was a pretty busy month for a lot of you. You guys were doing, work things, relationship things, friendship things, hobby things, and just had a lot on your plate. Is kind of the overall gist I'm getting from this. And sometimes it's great to stay busy and always be moving and doing stuff, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're not going to, drain our energy from putting too much on our plate, from doing too much. So I think there's a balance that needs to be met here. And I'm getting the feeling that in October, maybe that balance wasn't so balanced. Maybe you were extending yourself farther than you were able, possibly, to the point where maybe some of you reached a point of exhaustion. Remember, this is a general overall reading and not everything's going to apply. And, different people are going to have different reactions to these energies, so take what works for you. But yeah, I get the feeling that October was a busy month for a lot of you, and for some of you this is a good thing, and it gets you moving and gets you doing stuff. For others, it could lead to exhaustion. So since this is the energies of October, you've probably felt it already since it's the past. So alright, that is the energies of the last month. Now let's look at the energies of now. This represents the current energies. We've got the Knight of Swords. I get the feeling from this card that a lot of you are being very expressive right now. You're speaking your mind more than usual, and you're putting your thoughts and your words into action. And that's interesting. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Is expressing yourself a little bit more than usual is the present energies that I'm getting from this, and I think that's a good thing. You know, expressing yourself is a way to speak your truth. It's a way to, when we kind of hold back, we are repressing our own, our throat chakra. Basically, we're repressing the energy that our throat chakra wants to express. And if we do that for too long, then it can lead to some physical ailments. So I think it's good to express yourself and speak your truth and not worry so much about what other people are going to say. So I think this is a good thing for you now at this time, Sagittarian friends, is you really exercising that throat chakra, getting your expressions out, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So continue to do that. But let's check out this card, which represents the energies of next month, and we're moving in towards the Hermit phase. And November seems like it's going to be one of those months where you kind of recoil or withdraw into the self a little bit more, where you spend a little bit more time with yourself rather than with people. You get more introspective, and you start thinking about your life in many different ways. And you're all going to analyze different aspects of your life in the month of November, so I can't say in a specific way which specific way you're going to analyze your life, but I do get the feeling that the expressive phase, the expressive period that you're feeling now is going to die down, and the month of November is going to be a little bit of a time of introspection and analyzing the self. And if you're into meditation, this would be a great opportunity to expand your meditative practice. If you don't meditate, then November is going to be a great time for you to start, even if it's only 5-10 minutes a day. A daily practice is going to, I can't tell you how much is going to change your life. And now that the energies are working with you in that respect, now's going to be the time. So if you find yourself withdrawing in the month of November, be sure you're being productive and not just like watching 8 hours a day of Netflix. You know what I mean? Make sure you're learning more about the self. If you're going to withdraw from society or from people or from your job, from whatever you're withdrawing from, make sure that you're being productive with your time, and you're learning more about yourself so that you can grow as a person. Okay, so let's move over here. This card represents what to hold on to in the month of November. We've got the Page of Swords, another sword energy here. Okay, I think this card is saying be honest, be truthful, both with others and with yourself. And especially, when we're in the Hermit phase, it's very important to be honest with ourselves, because we can so easily delude ourselves. We can allow our egos to tell us things about ourselves that aren't true, and we can then start to believe them. So if we're not honest with ourselves, then we could go down a very dark path. And I think this card is asking you to be honest and to kind of remove any negative thinking or negative thoughts, negative words that you say about yourself and about others, and make sure that you're speaking your truth rather than speaking deception. And I think that's something that you should really hold on to in the month of November. Like I said, you don't want to spread out negative energy to other people, but you especially don't want to give yourself negative energy through your ego mind, through the thoughts and the words you say about yourself. So make sure the things that you're saying about yourself and others are positive, are true and positive. Ask yourself both of those questions before you speak, or even before you think things. Is what I'm saying true, and is what I'm saying positive? And if you don't say yes to both of those things, then get rid of it. It's not serving you. It's not helping you or anyone else. And so that's how you can speak your truth in a vibrant, light-filled, love-filled way. All right, let's go over here. This card represents the biggest hurdle or obstacle you're going to face in the month of November. And we've got the card of friends and family and merriment. And the fact that this card is showing up now in this position leads me to believe that there's going to be some sort of clash between you and your friends and family. Whereas, you're wanting to go into that hermit phase. You're feeling like you're withdrawing a little bit. You want to be alone a little bit more than usual. And I get the feeling that your friends or family or whoever you spend a lot of time with are going to pressure you to come out of that phase. They're going to pressure you to have fun and go party. And okay, that sounds great, but if you're not in that energy, if you're more in the energy of introspection and learning and kind of exploring the inner self, then that can kind of grate on you. That could kind of be like a problem, and you might feel guilty, or your friends or family might guilt trip you into doing things that you don't want to do. So I do see that as an obstacle, and just don't give into it. Just protect your energy. You're not hurting other people by not going along with what they want. You're only hurting yourself if you do. That was a weird way to explain. Oh, okay, I explained that all weird. Did that make sense? Probably not. You got to worry about number one. Take care of numero uno. That is you. And if there's some person exerting negative energy on you, even if they think it's positive, then the best thing you can do is just protect yourself from that and guard yourself against that. Withdraw from that person for the time being. You're not going to sever a friendship just because you feel like not going out that night. But, hopefully if they're your friends or family, they will understand that you need some time to yourself. And so I don't see this as a huge problem. I see this as a little hiccup, right? So it looks like November is going to be flowing pretty smoothly from what I can gather so far. All right. This card here represents what to let go of in the month of November. We've got the King of Cups. All right, the message I'm getting from this card is not to delve too far into the emotions. When we're in that hermit phase, when we're getting introspective, when we're trying to go inward, emotions are very important. Emotions teach us things, both our good and our negative emotions. They teach us about ourselves and about our life and what we want and what we don't want. But it's very important to not get wrapped up in them, not to go too far into that direction, because we can get lost in our emotions. As human beings, we get lost in our emotions. We'll go days of just being angry because of some stupid reason. And then we'll wake up one day, like 3 days later, and be like, wow, why was I so upset all that time? Because the post office lost my package, And so it's so easy to get lost in emotions. And that's what this card is kind of warning against, especially when we're in that hermit phase, is to not get too wrapped up in emotions. Analyze them, look at them analytically, understand them, use your logic mind, use your brain to suss them out and figure out what they're trying to say to you. And once you process them, let them go. That's it. They're gone. Bye-bye. Right? You understood the lesson that they brought, and then you can release them. And that's a great way to live life from a higher perspective, from an elevated vantage point, is when we kind of learn from our emotions rather than to allow them to sweep us away. So let go of that. Stay out of the over-emotional category. Basically, is that what that card is saying? All right, this card here represents the energy of the people around you in the month of November. And I just want to say that, there's going to be individuals in your life who have specific individual energy. And of course, they're going to do their thing. But this card represents the energies of people as a whole in your life. And we've got the Ace of Cups. More emotion. And I think that the people in your life, we got cups here, we got cups here. I think the people in your life are going to be very emotional. I think they're going to be flowing with emotion. And this could be good, but it also can be bad. Because, like we said, this card over here, the King of Cups, is warning you against getting too emotional this month. And if the friends and family and people in your life are being a little bit too emotional, that's going to rub off on you if you don't protect your energy. So that's not exactly what you need. So, in conjunction with the Hermit card and this Ace of Cups, I'm getting the feeling here that this is definitely going to be a month of withdrawal, where you're going to spend less time with people than you usually do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. People will understand, and you'll be back. This is only a temporary thing. It's not like you're going to eschew all your friends and family for the rest of your life. This is just, this month is going to be more focused on you. And not to say that you're not going to come out of your cave for 30 days, but you're just going to spend less time with people, is the feeling I'm getting. And that's okay, as long as you're using that time productively. And the people around you are going to be overflowing with emotion. So that kind of leads me to believe that you're going to have, different kind of wavelengths, different energies, and it's going to cause you to kind of recoil a little bit. Recoil is such a weird word. Whenever I hear the word recoil, I always think of in horror after that. There's no horror. I don't think. Or terror. There's no horror. There's no terror. It's just about going into the self, and that's perfectly healthy. All right, so let's see what this card here. This card represents the biggest lesson you're likely to learn in the month of November. And we've got, drum roll please, death. No, nobody's going to die. Calm down. The death card is about transformation. It's about change. It's about moving from one phase to another phase. And I think that's what we've got going on here. I'm definitely seeing a big progression in your lives from wand energy to sword energy to like introspection to cup energy. So I do get the feeling that there's a lot of change on the horizon for my fellow Sagittarian friends, and I think that this is a change that you're not going to be able to avoid. This is just the energies of the universe around you just changing. And you got to keep up. You got to, do what you got to do to make sure that this change doesn't destroy you, and rather it allows you to grow and become a better human. So I think the best way to do this is to embrace it and understand that change is coming in November. November is going to bring big changes to you. It's going to start with you going introspective and like learning about yourself. And I get the feeling that when you do that and you get introspective and you get meditative, that you're going to learn something about yourself that you want to change, and that time away from people is going to be very beneficial for you, because it's going to open your eyes. It's going to make you realize that something in your life needs a shift, and it takes you and your will and your intention and your actions to make that shift. And so if you want change, all you have to do to the universe is say, yes, I want change, and it will present to you the avenues to do so. So be open to it. That is the lesson here. The lesson is that you have to be open to change to allow it. And if you do allow it, it's going to improve your life. It might not seem like it at the time. Sometimes change seems scary. It seems destructive. And oftentimes maybe it is, but that's only on the surface. When you look at it deep down, something has to die in order for something new to grow in its place. And you have to trust me when I say that new thing is always going to be for the highest good. It's always going to benefit you. It just doesn't seem like it all the time when you're in the middle of it. But looking back on retrospect, I think almost every instance of change in your life has been for the best. It's been positive. So keep that in mind as you experience change this November. Looking at these cards as a whole now, like I said, I definitely see a progression of you kind of getting exhausted and moving towards a hermit phase and moving towards an introspective phase and learning something. And I see November as a time for you to learn something about yourself. And be sure that you're being honest with yourself about yourself, and make sure that your words and your actions and your feelings are positive. They're coming from a place of positivity, so they're not destructive. So you're not destroying yourself or the people around you. And make sure that you're not going too far into the emotions at this time, because that can be dangerous as well if you let your emotions sweep you away like a current or like an undertow in the ocean. So you don't want to get swept away with your emotions. You definitely want to learn from them and understand why you're having them, but then release them and let them be, and then on to the next emotion. The people around you, or I think an obstacle is going to be the people around you. They're going to be very emotional. They're going to be very in both spectrums. Maybe some people are going to be depressive, maybe some people are going to be bubbly and happy and energetic, but that's not exactly what you need this month. And so I do see maybe a withdrawal from people a little bit this month, which is fine. It's okay. Like I said, this is not a permanent thing. It's just a short lapse, a short vacation from others. And change is coming, so be open to it. Be ready to experience it. Don't worry, change is here for the better. And if you feel change coming, the best thing you can do is just, open yourself up to it and say, change, take me away. All right, so before we go, we asked the Keepers of the Light Oracle what spiritual message it had for Sagittarian sun signs in the month of November, and we've got faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. So to me, this card is saying, as you go through this introspective time, so many of us will get negative. We'll only look at the bad sides, only the negative sides of us, and we'll get kind of depressive. And that's what the King of Cups is saying. Don't get caught up in those depressive emotions. But what faith here is saying is that you have to see the good. You have to see the good in yourself and others. So when you get introspective this November, see the bad, okay, in yourself. See what you need to change, but also see your strengths, your benefits, your what's good in you, and focus on that as well, so that you can grow that even further. Because if you whatever you focus on grows, and if you only focus on the negative traits in yourself, then those are going to grow. But if you focus on the positive traits as well, then you're gonna have a more well-rounded outlook on your life, and you're gonna be able to know how to balance your life a little bit better. So faith here is just telling us to see the light in things, see the light in the world, see the light all around you, have a more positive outlook when it comes to yourself, when it comes to others, when it comes to the world and the universe, and it's going to change your life dramatically, so dramatically. So Sagittarian friends, that is the reading. I hope you guys got something out of that. Remember, this is a general overall reading. If you want a specific reading tailored just for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop. The link is in the description below. You can just click on that and get sent over there, and there's a whole bunch of different kinds of readings that you can peruse to see how we can get to the bottom of your issues and work together to solve any problems or any concerns that you might have. So I'd appreciate it if you go check that out. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like. It takes 1 second, click, and it lets me know that you enjoyed it and you got something out of that, and I should continue to do more. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything you want to say about this video, put those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about these readings. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and stay up to date on all the videos that I release, including the weekly readings and the tarot scope, bi-monthly tarot scopes, and I do a whole bunch of videos that you don't want to miss out on, so hit that subscribe button. Alright, Sagittarian friends, it's going to be a month of introspection, but stay balanced and stay positive, and you're going to come out the end with big change on the horizon, okay? So have a great month, Sagittarian friends. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.